Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here. Thank you for joining me for episode 12 of Saturday Night's Kickout. We are here to celebrate 15 years ago Smackdown. Yes, WWE Smackdown aired 15 years ago, and that's just such a great milestone. Next week, I believe, will be next week, October 10th, will be the 15 years episode celebrating that, looking back on the highlights, I'm sure, and it's just a big milestone. I'll get into that more as we go during the show, but thank you for stopping by. Now, if you don't know, I have 193 subscribers. We are almost at 200. Let's try to get me to that milestone. Let's try to get us, this channel, to a milestone of 200 subscribers. And if you don't know why I do long videos like this, I'm going to try to hurry up because, honestly, I have somewhere to go and I just have other things to do. And I barely got to fit in schedule to make this video. But basically, if you don't know why I do this video, it's basically because my videos are really short and I only do one per day usually. You know, some days I skip, but I like to make a long video where I can talk about wrestling all throughout the past week and just talk all about WWE, TNA, or PWG, Ring of Honor, all that, and I just don't have time to do it. And, you know, YouTube, Google+, Google Hangouts, it allows me to do that, and I just really appreciate it. And that I'm allowed to do this and make videos this long talking about, you know, all sorts of wrestling. So I'm really glad for this. Now, I was supposed to have Poland's BITW, I think Poland's Best in the World. Go check out his channel. That's Poland's PITP. Dang, sorry. Poland's BITW stands for Best in the World, I'm sure. But I was supposed to have him on, but I just needed to rush this, and I really couldn't invite him. The Google Plus really takes a while to set things up, and I just really needed to rush it. So I do apologize for not having him here. But yeah, that's Poland's, I pronounce it, Poland's BITW. Go check out his channel. He's got 3 videos, and they're pretty good. I enjoy his room tour, and he's going to do more stuff. He did a video on the wrestlers met. Really good stuff. So go check him out if you haven't. But let's get right into it. I'm going to kind of rush because I don't want to take too much time out of your guys' day, and honestly, I just don't think you'd want to watch a really long video. But we have Ambrose. This is starting off with Monday Night Raw. We had Ambrose steal Rollins' briefcase, his Money in the Bank briefcase. We saw him do this on the SmackDown before. Stole the briefcase. Basically, he came out and he was throwing T-shirts to fans. He was throwing T-shirts for free to fans, and, you know, Authority can't have that. So who do they send? Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. And Ambrose made the joke of, uh-oh, they sent the Cruiserweight division after me, and I just thought that was funny. But he had the briefcase. He finally gave it up, you know, finally after, you know, them trying to find him all around the arena. He gave back the briefcase. Seth Rollins opens it, and green mist sprays at him and just makes him look like a total idiot. It was a really funny moment. Do I think it got as much, like, as it deserved? Like, you know, Rollins curb stomped Ambrose's head into freaking cinder blocks. Do I think spraying green mist in his face is going to get him back, get him revenge equally? No. I think Ambrose needs to get a win, and then that would be the perfect revenge. But we'll see where that goes. Next, I just love Ambrose. I think every segment he's in is golden. I say this time after time. I bet you guys are sick of hearing it. But Ambrose, he's Raw is Ambrose. He's the reason why I watch Raw now. Well, because sometimes the product gets a little boring. Ambrose is the guy that I say, oh, the next segment has Ambrose in it, it's going to be good. So moving on, we had Big Show rip down the Russian flag. You know, when Rusev wins a big match, you know, the Russian flag now comes down the arena, and it's like really giant, really big, and, you know, it's like in the background of him, so you can just see how great Russia is, blah, blah, blah. Big Show actually ripped that flag down, which was a pretty sick moment. I mean, the fans popped pretty good. It was a good Chicago crowd. Chicago's always a great crowd, but yeah, they pulled down the flag, which, you know, it's the Big Show, so I bet it was easy for him, but that's a strong thing to do. It was crazy. And I hear that the WWE had to issue an apology saying, you know, sorry that we did that to Russia and stuff, and I don't, like, I get that, like, but I'm just thinking, I mean, it's storylines. I mean, come on, it's like a movie where, you know, in all these movies in America, they're always like the Russians are the bad guys, the Germans are the bad guys. So I just think if you have to apologize, don't even do it. I mean, honestly, but it is what it is. Hopefully no one's pissed at America. Hopefully no one's pissed at WWE. I mean, everybody's, you know, there's always people pissed at WWE, but I just thought it was kind of weird they had to apologize for it. But moving on, we had the Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt promo. Yes, I'm actually leaving Eric Rowan out because honestly, he had nothing to do with this promo. Basically, they're setting up Luke Harper's. He's leaving the Wyatt family. He's going his own direction as a singles competitor. Apparently, all of them are. I don't see Eric Rowan going anywhere, honestly. Maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll do something like crazy that makes me think, wow, he definitely needs to have his own singles career. But Luke Harper, I think, will be perfectly fine as a singles competitor. I made a video singly about this, about Luke Harper leaving the Wyatt family, and so you can go back and watch that. But he's going to be fine. I think he's a great singles wrestler. Bray's going to be great by his own. Eric Rowan, that's the only guy I'm worried about. Maybe they'll put him with somebody else as a tag team, or maybe he just will do some crazy different gimmick that's not just the Wyatt family type deal. We'll see where it goes. But moving on, we have 3 Divas matches on Raw. Now, I wouldn't say this is bad by any means. I mean, 3 Divas matches, that's actually pretty, good. On a 3-hour Raw show, that's good that they had 3 Divas matches. But was it good matches? No, absolutely not. We have the Total Divas match where it was just like no one on the roster except Natalya and Total Divas can actually hold her own in the ring, so that was boring. We had Brie Bella versus what was it? Cameron, I think. Cameron and Eva Marie, I think. Yeah, Eva Marie, and they just botched up the pin at the end, so it looked awful. But Brie got the win. It was a handicap match, and then it was AJ versus Alicia Fox, I think, or something like that. But sorry. But 3 Divas matches, I would be totally fine with this, but the matches just suck. They're not good, and NXT Divas are a lot better. They're called NXT Women's Championship for a reason. They are good wrestlers. And it kind of worries me, it kind of makes me think, what if Charlotte goes up to the main roster and she does nothing? What if Bayley goes up to the main roster and just is nothing? Because Paige went up to the main roster. Yes, she won the Divas Championship twice, but it's just like they're playing hot potato with the Divas Championship. It doesn't even really mean anything. That's how I take on it. But, yeah, so 3 Divas matches, that's fine with me, but make the matches good, please. I mean, just put some good wrestlers in there. Put Natalya in there or something. I don't know. But, moving on, we have Rollins versus question mark at Hell in a Cell. Now, apparently the thought going around is that Ambrose will verse Cena to open up the show, and whoever wins that match will face Rollins in Hell in a Cell. I'm really excited for that. That'll be awesome, but I hope it's Ambrose. I have a feeling it's going to be Cena. I just don't see Ambrose beating Cena cleanly. Maybe Randy Orton comes out and screws Randy Orton screws John Cena out of the match, and they do a Cena and Orton feud, but who wants to see that for the 50 millionth time? So let's go for Rollins, or let's go for Ambrose. And apparently I've been hearing, like, my buddy Squared Circle Sports, go check out his channel. He made a video saying that apparently Big Show, I am just messing up all this episode. Apparently Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to wrestle or is scheduled to not wrestle for 3 months. Now, that's crazy. The WWE champion, now he's not even wrestling at pay-per-views. This is kind of pissing me off. I mean, I'm finally fine with him not being on Raw every week. I'm fine with him not wrestling at Raw every week. He never wrestles on Raw. But I'm like, okay, he'll wrestle at pay-per-views. Now he might not even wrestle at pay-per-views. Now he's supposed to not wrestle until 2015. I just think that's mind-blowing. He's not going to wrestle to the Royal Rumble. What's up with that? But that kind of sucks. I'm just kind of mad about that. Let me know what you guys think. Are you fine with Brock Lesnar? As long as it's a good pay-per-view, do you care if the WWE champion's on there defending his belt? I want to know what you guys think. But moving on to NXT, we had Bayley versus Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship, the rematch, and Charlotte got the win. Kind of disappointed on that, but I think Charlotte's going to be in the main roster in no time. I'm just wondering, when is she going to drop her belt? Hideo Itami was attacked by the Ascension. He was supposed to fight Victor of the Ascension, but Connor came out and they beat the crap out of him. And people were already throwing around that Hideo's already getting buried. It's a feud. It's a storyline. He can't just keep beating 2 guys up. That's going to make the Ascension look bad when they go to the main roster. So you can't have the Ascension look bad. So yeah, they have to get beat down of their own. But this is all just setting up for Finn Balor to make his debut and team with Hideo, which I'm very excited to see Hideo and Finn versus the Ascension. I really want to see that. Then next we have Adrian Neville. If Tyson Kidd lost, as long as Adrian Neville is the champion, Tyson Kidd cannot fight for the championship anymore. He has no more title shots. Adrian Neville, of course, got the win. basically, for some reason, Titus O'Neil was at front row, and he like punched Adrian Neville or something and knocked him down when the ref wasn't looking. That led to Sami Zayn coming out, hitting the haluva kick on Titus O'Neil, and basically setting up Adrian Neville to get the win. So basically, Sami Zayn was saying, I don't want you to lose the belt, Adrian Neville. I want to beat you for it. So I'm going to do everything to make sure you keep that belt, which I really like. But apparently the next NXT special will be December 11th. That's the rumor date. But so that makes the rumored matches are Charlotte versus Bayley again, or it's supposed to be Charlotte versus Sasha Banks again, with Charlotte being the face, and maybe Bayley. So it might be a triple threat match. Then it's the Vaudevillains versus Lucha Dragons for the tag team championships. Hideo Itami versus the Ascension, and the main event for December 11th, the rumored main event, rumored date, it's not even a for sure date, will be Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville for the NXT Championship. Now, this sounds like a dang good card. I think this will be the best NXT special there's been. It's Finn Balor, Prince Devitt and Kenta are on the card. Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville are main eventing. This easily could be the best NXT pay-per-view there's been. All I ask, all I pray for the WWE, let Kevin Steen end off this show. Let Sami Zayn finally win. Let Adrian retain, turning him heel or something. Just have Kevin Steen come out, package pile drive both of them, and walk out holding the belt. That would just be the best ending I think they could do. Really hope it happens. But just let me know what you guys think, and I just want Kevin Steen to debut at a live event. I don't want him to debut at a taped event. I want to be surprised by his debut. But moving on to SmackDown, we had Cena and Ambrose versus Orton and Kane. This is a rematch from Raw. I just don't get why the WWE does so many rematches. I honestly don't get it. They have all these wrestlers, so many wrestlers, and we just see rematch after rematch. We see Ambrose. I'm not mad about Ambrose being the main event, but I'm mad about Cena, Orton, and Kane always being in the main event. It's just so annoying how they are somehow always there. I just want to refresh, get some new guys in there. Like Ambrose, I'm fine with him being in the main event, but quit having Cena and Orton and Kane there. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree. Now moving on to basically the title of this video, we have the 15 years of SmackDown. Yes, 15 years ago SmackDown aired. SmackDown has been kind of just bland for the past few years, but I just think so many memories looking back. I feel like next week's episode, the celebration, will be really big. I think great moments. We can talk about the first episode, Rock versus Triple H for the WWF Championship with Shawn Michaels as the guest ref. Eddie Guerrero, after he won the Undisputed Championship, his celebration on SmackDown, the 9/11 memorial when, the world had basically, America itself had basically stopped. And wrestling was the first thing to pick up and say, no, we're moving forward. We're going to overcome this. And, we're America, so we're going to overcome this. Now, that was such, a great moment in just SmackDown history, the 9/11, the show after 9/11. It was such, I'm getting goosebumps, just talking about it. And then there was Brock Lesnar and Big Show breaking the ring. Just so much stuff. Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Vicky Guerrero, just all those funny moments. And, Stone Cold versus Booker T in a grocery store match. I just think, all these great moments. What I want to know is, what's been your favorite moment of SmackDown? Have you really enjoyed it? What was your all-time favorite moment of SmackDown? It's been 15 years. It's been a great show. I just wish, Paul Heyman was writing it or somebody was writing it. I just wish it was better than just a B show where it's just you can have any storylines. Really, you can watch SmackDown without really knowing any storylines, and I just wish it had that feel to it. That, yes, SmackDown is on. I'm freaking excited. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your favorite SmackDown moment is. And so moving on, we're going to shift over to TNA. Yes, Impact Wrestling. Before I start, I just want to say Jesse Sorensen. Yes, TNA. He was a former TNA wrestler. He was the one that Zema Ion hit that moonsault outside the ring and literally broke Jesse Sorensen's neck. Now, I'm going to get into a little touchy subject, but he retired. He said it was not due to injury, so, and he didn't want anybody thinking that. It's his choice that he wants to retire and nothing to do with injury. So that was good to hear because I believe he broke his ankle or sprained it or something, and he had to take a little time off, something to do with his ankle, I think. But basically it brought back memories because Jesse Sorensen breaks his neck in a TNA match. He broke his neck working for TNA, and then they gave him some job after that. He was the YouTube management guy or something like that. They had him do that job, and basically if your guy gets hurt, gets injured, doing a job for your company, you need to make sure that he has a job the rest of his life there. Like honestly, Paul Heyman did it with Taz. When Taz broke his neck, Paul Heyman made sure he had a job there for the rest of the time there, and that's what they should have done. Now, he was released by TNA, but I'm not saying TNA released him, just because he wasn't a wrestler. He wasn't able to wrestle. So I'm not pointing any fingers, but I'm just because TNA has said that Jesse Sorensen didn't want to have just a normal job. He wanted to wrestle and he couldn't. But what makes me almost not believe that is he's wrestling after he was released by TNA. So I'm thinking, well, if he was able, months after they released him, if he's able to wrestle, why would they not bring him back and say, okay, you can wrestle now. You can do what you want to do now. So how about you come back to the company? I don't really get that, but I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying, oh, they screwed him. They just totally left him out, just left him out there, broken neck, and they don't even care about him. I'm not saying that. It just makes me wonder, like, if he was released, he wanted to wrestle, and he's finally able to after months of recuperation, recovery, why would they not bring him back? That's all I don't get. And Jesse Sorensen was a really fun character. I really did enjoy his wrestling ability, and I just thought he was a fun, good face. What a face should be. But, let me know what you guys think about that. If you have any information on the subject, please let me know. But moving on, we had Austin Aries, his New York City Gold Rush, a shot. He could have a shot at any title. Basically, I was thinking he's going to go for the world title. I mean, you get a shot at any title. Why would you not go for a world title? But basically, I think they kind of worked their way around it. Maybe they didn't want him going after it. So they brought Samoa Joe out, and Samoa Joe actually called him out. So it was like, well, if Austin Aries doesn't accept, he kind of looks like a coward. So basically, it made it look like he had to accept. But it was a good match. I was very impressed by it. Samoa Joe and Aries could, wrestle any time of the year, and I'd enjoy any time years ago and to now. They can always have a great match. But Samoa Joe ended up getting the win. But I just think if you get a title shot, why would you not go for the world title, in all honesty, even if it's Bobby Lashley? But and moving on, we had EC3. Basically, he's throwing Rockstar Spud to the freaking side. I mean, he's tossing him to the curb. Basically, I know what this is leading up to. I'm not going to spoil it, but I do know what this leads up to. But it looks like they could turn Spud face, which I think they easily could do because Spud is such a fun character. I think everyone gets behind Rockstar Spud. And I did get EC3 some good heel heat, but yeah, he's throwing him to the curb, and I know where this leads, but I'm not gonna tell you guys. I don't want any spoilers, but yeah. Moving on, we had Bobby Roode demand a title shot. He wants another title shot against Lashley. Way as I look at it, honestly, if you lost, you go to the back of the line. But Bobby Roode, he did extend a challenge to him, and I think Bobby Lashley accepted. Yeah, he accepted. I'm sure he did, but I just don't remember that for some reason. I must have been doing something, I don't know, but I don't remember that. But I know it does happen, the title, because I remember them promoting it on Twitter that it happens again. So Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley will happen again. And will Bobby Roode be able to stop the monster Bobby Lashley? Honestly, I don't think he should, because I just think if he already lost to him once, and it wasn't even I think it was distraction. No, it wasn't distraction, but Kenny King and MVP did get involved during the match. But basically, if he lost to him once, why is he somehow able to win the second time? I don't know. Yeah, Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley will happen again, and that match should be good. The first match was really good, so I'm excited for it. And moving on, we had the Wolves decide the final stipulation to their tag team series. They made it a Full Metal Mayhem match. They actually turned Bully Ray and Devon and kind of the Hardy Boys heel, which I didn't like. I didn't think they needed to turn anybody heel. I think it should have been a respect. These are the three greatest tag teams in the world right now. I think it should have been a respect. I don't think they should have turned anybody. I don't think they're, flat out Bully Ray's a heel now. But I just think they're making it look like Bully Ray's like, he basically said the Wolves were good, but they aren't on their level. How I'm saying it now, it doesn't make them sound like a heel turn, but when I was watching it, it kind of looked like he was turning heel, and I didn't really care for it. I just thought it doesn't matter. The Full Metal Mayhem match is going to be freaking awesome. They showed some small highlights of it at the end of the show, which I just don't think TNA needs to do. I hate when they kind of spoil the big spots at the end of the show. They show clips of it, like they showed Dixie Carter when she went through the table. The week before, they showed a clip of her basically getting set up and him jumping off, so you knew it was going to happen. But I just don't think TNA needs to do that. But yeah, Full Metal Mayhem, the Hardys, Wolves, Team 3D. That's going to be freaking epic. Match of the week, already calling it next week. It's going to be awesome. But moving on for the main event, we had Havoc versus Gail Kim. Havoc attacked Gail Kim earlier in the match. She like put her arm behind her and then just slammed her down. So it looked like, you know, her arm could have been broken. But Gail Kim, you know, she had medical attention, but she said, I'm going out there. The doctor refused it, of course. Don't go out there. She did. Fought for the title, and Havoc won, which I really do like. I think Havoc is this dominant knockout, and I'm really glad. I hope her reign's long, and I hope she just shows that she's a monster. If they have somebody beat her really quick, that's just stupid. That just seems like this was a waste. But yeah, Havoc is crushing the knockouts division, and it says Gail Kim is out indefinitely. So maybe Gail Kim's written out storylines for a while. I don't know. Excuse me. That was the main event. I was kind of disappointed, but the knockouts can main event a show. I'm not gonna say that about the divas. Maybe certain divas, maybe like Paige, Emma, Charlotte, AJ. They could probably main event Raw. But the TNA knockouts can easily main event, so it definitely wasn't a disappointment. And yeah, Havoc is your new TNA knockouts champion. Bound for Glory is next week. I made a video about it. Bound for Glory kind of looks pretty not boring, but just the matches have no storylines wrapped around it. It's just to wrestle one Japanese stars against TNA. It feels like a one night only. It literally feels like that exact one night only that happened, where it was TNA versus Wrestle One guys, but on the one night only, they had a world title match. They had a tag team title match. Bound for Glory, there's no world title match. Bobby Lashley's not defending his belt. The Wolves aren't because of Davey Richards' broken leg. I just think that's just awful. But it's your biggest pay-per-view and you don't have your world title defense. That's such a stupid idea. Match of the week, we had Dolph Ziggler. I'm going to name a few because this one was kind of hard. We had Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz versus Cesaro for the Intercontinental Championship. Dang good triple threat. Really was a good way to start the show because I don't think it started the show. It might have been the first match, but it didn't kick off Raw. Chicago crowd made it awesome. Aries versus Joe, I talked about earlier, the X Division title match. That was great. And also, last night, FWE, I believe it's called Family Wrestling Entertainment, they released a free pay-per-view. It's happening again tonight, the second night. Last night was the first night, of course. And it was free, though, and it was the Young Bucks versus The Addiction. The Addiction being Kaz and Daniels from, Bad Influence, formerly known as Bad Influence. That was a great match. I really enjoyed that. But I'm going to have to go with Dolph Ziggler, Miz, and Cesaro. I just think that was a good match. I didn't know who was going to win, and I was just really excited. I'm going to have to go with that as match of the week. I just feel like Miz has really good matches, but I just hate his character. But there's just something about him. It feels like he should have that it because he's so charismatic. But there's something missing in him. But he has good matches. I will give him that. And Cesaro and Ziggler, of course, always have good matches. But time for the kickout segment. This is basically what I talk about, all the positives that happened this week in wrestling. So I'm going to step away from the negatives, basically say why this was a fun wrestling week. Now, we have just looking forward to next week. You have a Full Metal Mayhem match, a TLC match, 3 teams, free TV. That is freaking awesome. That's going to be so great next week. I'm so happy. Last night, if you caught Family Wrestling Entertainment, you got to see a pay-per-view that was free. And some people were saying the matches were kind of bogus. Some said that the finishes were stupid. But it was free. It was a free pay-per-view, a free event that you just got to see. You didn't go to it. If you weren't in the New York area, you got to just see it on YouTube. It was so easy to watch it. And I just really enjoyed that. That was just so fun. And it was great to see the Young Bucks. It was great to see the Addiction. TNA, they got Bound for Glory next week. If you're getting it, let me know. I'm not going to spend $50 for pay-per-view from what's supposedly their biggest pay-per-view, and it just doesn't seem that good at all. But Raw, Luke Harper's gone to singles. I know a lot of people have been really pushing for a singles competitor for Luke Harper, and it looks like he's finally getting that shot. Dean Ambrose always is on TV. He's always awesome. Every segment he is in is freaking awesome. The Ringside Fest or something like that, where they show the Ringside Collectibles action figures, the WWE action figures that are coming. I know people are having a great time. You know, you're getting X-Pac action figures, you're getting a Hulk Hogan Mattel figure, Ric Flair Mattel, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Just like if you're an action figure collector, you should be really excited for the upcoming action figures. Rusev, I want to say Sami Zayn was shown off because Sami Zayn himself on Twitter has said that his action figure is coming soon. So that's awesome. But yeah, some big good stuff happened. Maybe it wasn't the best episodes of Raw, maybe not the best episode of Impact, but there was some good matches, and it was really fun. And you always have next week to look forward to. So thank you for watching. I had 2 viewers on for watching for a long time, so I really do appreciate it. If you are commenting, I'm just not looking at the comments, and I'm gonna wrap it up right now. So sorry if you were commenting, you asked the question, I just didn't hit on it. I really do apologize. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WWE Next week is Bound for Glory, and that should be good. And next week I have my show. I'm going to Booker T's Reality of Wrestling company, and I'm going to be meeting Bob Holly, Hardcore Bob Holly. I'm really excited for that, and that's next Saturday. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the show because I'm supposed to leave pretty early. But I'm excited, and yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, look us up, follow me on Twitter at 7WWE I said that twice, and I hate myself for saying that twice. But love wrestling, awesome, and it was a good week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna say thank you about 10 more times. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get me to 200 subscribers. Thank you for watching. As always, have a nice day. Thank you, guys.